everybody, and welcome to today's video. I want to talk to you today about how the narcissist is really nobody, nothing. So let's jump in. The narcissist is an individual who, through childhood, never liked who they were. They always felt shamed. Whether they were shamed, they probably were, but a lot of us were. And especially in certain eras of generations of people, there was a certain type of parenting that was a lot harder than what you see today. But there's never going to be a good type of parenting. There's always going to be an issue. But at the end of the day, we're innately who we are, and we're just playing out for the courts. So there's proof we are who we are because we walked it out. Nobody can say when they approached the Almighty, wasn't fair, or how do you know? I never did that. All this is being recorded. What truly is the right parenting? The people that have children of narcissists, maybe you could have did better, but maybe there's nothing you could have did at all, that they were going to be who they were going to be, period. Because there's people that have been utterly destroyed, and they have a great story of how they succeeded through what humanity could never handle. There's people that came out of every situation and stipulation, and they became righteous. So what did it come down to in those people's hearts, minds, and souls was their innate spirit. Were they hungry for God or not? Were they hungry for truth or not? You know, what were they a believer of? Whatever you go through in childhood is one thing, but as you get older and progress, you have to reassess everything as an adult. And as you grow into adulthood, if you seek the truth, even as a child, God will send people to steer you and keep you on your path so that you will succeed on your mission, period. We're not here by mistake. There's not a bird that craps without God wanting it to happen precisely where it happened. I mean, really. The narcissist grows up, they have this probably innate shame, or they don't have the ability to get over their fear and their ability to get over their pride because their innate spirit decided not to. And because it decided not to, you can blame whoever you want, but at the end of the day, it's up to the individual. Just like for us, we grew up in these childhood families. We didn't feel like it was fair, but look at us, you know. You got to get out of, everybody has to get out of victimhood, and it doesn't matter what happened to you as a child. It doesn't matter where you came from. What matters is what you do with it. Because you can blame them, but it does several things. I mean, it makes you seem like you have absolutely no power over your life. If you're going to always blame and never get over it to some degree, then you're in victimhood. And that is not survivorship. That's not a soldier. That's not a warrior. And you will never really move on from that. To move on from it, you have to make amends with it. And it's got to be legit so that your heart feels comfortable with the decision that you make. But at the end of the day, they are nobody. And they're nobody because they were, as a child even, they were always trying to impress people. And they felt like they were never good enough as their self. I went through that, so I know what it's like. And I, as a child, would try to impress my parents and to accommodate them. But as I got older, I went through a lot of anxiety issues because I didn't have control over my life. Everybody else was controlling my life. And the narcissist went through the same things. They had these things occur in their life, and instead they decided that they were going to continue. So there's people that grow up in these families and these lives and things, and the one that becomes the narcissist continues to go down the wrong path. The ones that don't go down the wrong path, they do initially a little bit, maybe out of survival. They haven't even really processed it, but they're in and amongst a group of people raising them, so they have to do what they have to do. But then you got to reassess what is going on, and as you get older, you back away from things that are not good for you. But you have to learn to process. And a lot of people, when it comes into the narcissist type category, do not want to process. They walk around with fear, and then they block it with pride, and then because they're in fear and pride, they create arrested development. They can never get over it, never get beyond it, never get past it, because they have an inability to deal with it. And because they have the inability to deal with these strongholds or these issues in their life, and these are things that may make you feel shamed or humiliated, or, or you may feel these humiliation, you may feel certain sorts of way. It does take courage to get over. I know fear, what steps in when you have fear, if you allow it to, and you won't work towards getting over it, is going to be pride. And from there, you act either pompous, smug, silent treatment people, or you will rage out on them and leave, because you cannot process it. You cannot process certain things because you have the inability, because out of fear, you block it with pride instead of dealing with situations, because one situation leads to another. And these are things that break chains in many different areas of your life. Well, they continue down the fear and the pride, and they continue to build it stronger and stronger. And their independence is for them to be impenetrable. Nobody knows anything about them. If nobody knows anything about them and everything they tell is fake and a lie, they can never be penetrated. But they data mine you, they copy you, and they do all of these things when they get you to get annoyed and rage out, and whenever they get you to change from who you are, they kind of assess those situations, what triggered it, and how to perpetuate and push those buttons when needed. That's how they learn how to control you. But they have nothing in there because they never create anything. They never create their own independence. They want to be independent, but they're completely codependent. It starts with you. Independence starts with you creating who you are, becoming who you are first. Your likes, your dislikes, your morals, your ethics, your values, your integrity. You also have to have the will, and the will to let things go. Drop pride, accept humility. You're not perfect to have self-control in their life. But the narcissist never can get to where they can deal with any hardships in their life and dealing with issues that come against them or attack them, or check them or check their integrity. And because of that, they build this false mask, and they imitate and mirror back to people, and they copy people's values, their traits, they copy their mannerisms, their personalities. And they say the most sincere flattery is when somebody imitates you. So this is where they are infatuated with you, right, during this love bomb phase. So they're going to start imitating you, but they really like your qualities and integrity, your values, the way you walk, the way you do. Most of us do have humility, and that's what they don't have, and that's what they wish they did, and grace and peace. Being able to be content. They don't have any of this. And once they shift that gear and they decide that this is all they're going to do for the rest of their life, as far as imitating and lying and cheating and stealing, once you get down to a pathway or a level of a certain amount of evil, your innate spirit and the 9 fruits of the spirit leave you. because they are antagonists. And then all you are is evil. You're a complete open portal for evil. There's no good in you at some point in time. And there's nothing you can really do about it. Especially if your right brain shuts down and you can't even anatomically get to those areas of your brain anymore. On their PET scans and MRIs where these narcissists shut down completely that area of the right frontal lobe. A lot of people will say the angry side is the narcissist, the true narcissist behind the mask. Really, for all intents and purposes, they're really nobody. They get around people and they copy them. People that they've copied in the past are who they imitate as who they are when they approach you. And then they start to take your traits as well. And then they mimic and copy you and strategize against you. So they want to take you. They want to take all of your qualities and traits and mannerisms and personality, and they want to steal them out from under you, leave you with no value and not knowing yourself. You don't know yourself because you gave all of your innate gifts for a time to this narcissist. That's why you don't know yourself anymore. They come in and they strip not just your energy, your integrity, your love, your mannerisms. There's an empty and a full for your personality. All of these different things, right? So they take and strip them all out from under you. So your personality is now on empty. The dial's on empty. Your integrity is on empty. Eighth of a tank full, because maybe they can't take it all, but they take as much as they can. And it comes down to your consent. Not only are you consenting to be in a relationship and a covenant with them, but you're consenting to accept a lot of their negative energy. And when you do, they take your good energy, because you can only fill yourself up with one or the other. So when you accept their negative energy, then you have to lose something. So you have to give up your good energy. And so that's why you end up processing all of their negative emotions. And you process it by accepting it. That's it. When you accept it, or you're gaslit into accepting it, believing it, you're apologizing, or you're reacting, these different things, or rationalizing and enabling. These are things that allow them the opportunity to hook that gas pump from you to them and to just pump the gas for free. It's like they got a gift card, y'all. And this is how this stuff works. And then they're cloaked in your energy and your fuel, because they're wearing all of your traits in the spirit realm, and they're looking like you when they walk and talk and act. When you're not around, they won't do it in your presence, but when you're not around, they act like you, they copy you, they watch you, because they're predators and parasites. They're parasites. In the spirit realm, they look like you, spiritually and energetically, because they're wearing your fuel and you look like them. So you have to pay for the consequences they've done. A lot of times you reap what you sow. You reap their negative harvest because you look like them. Then they take your good fuel and they're camouflaged with your good fuel, and they go out there and destroy people with it and manipulate people with it. And you have to pay for the consequences that come with that later. That's why sometimes this reaping what you're sowing thing, it has like an initial negativity when the narcissist comes back, because that's when they flip the energy and you have to burn it off. You get punched in the beginning when they come back because you just switched energy with them currently. But then they're out devising evil, and then that is like the ball in the chain. It's like it comes back and hits you again, because that has a later effect to it, you see. And that's why you want to get the heck away from them and detach and leave them, because you will get so destroyed by the reaping of it. And they strip you. It's like if you were to strip the top layer, all the paint off of something with paint thinner or whatever. That's how bad they strip you of your fuel, your energy, your traits. But like I said, it's mostly for a time. After that, they can try to copy it and stuff, but if they're not around you anymore, they kind of lose the ability to do these things. And then when you fuel them completely up, they are like a broken mirror of all these pieces of different people. But when you fuel them up, it liquefies into a full image of a mirror. So they can have, they can move smooth and look good doing it. And that's what good fuel does for the narcissist. And then they expand fuel matrix. They expand the quality of their lovers, the quantity of their lovers, the quantity and quality of their flying monkeys, their army, their web. And they do it with your fuel. But there's nobody inside there. They don't know themselves at all, because there's nothing there. When you lie all day long, every day, what are you? What are you innately? What part of the lie is you? Nothing. A lie's a lie. And if you're lying 24 hours a day, every time your mouth speaks, they say, a narcissist is lying every time they open their mouth. So if a narcissist is lying every time they open their mouth, after they're 20 years old, I mean, who are you? You're nothing but a lie. Literally. You're nothing, because you never took time to process who you are, what you want, what you need and what you believe, what you dislike and what you disdain, you see. And so if you don't choose and you continue to lie and go down that road, you will be an antagonist to goodness, and your innate spirit will leave you. And what also comes with that is the love and all of the 9 fruits of the spirit, and your innate spirit, your inside man, your inside voice. And it all leaves at once, because when you lose love, you lose it all. And then you just become an open portal for evil. That's it. If you can give me a like, subscription, and a thumbs up. Love y'all. Till next time. Peace. We are out.